What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Horror, and today we are back with another top 10. I actually haven't done a top 10 in a while. I'm surprised, but here we are. We're back with another top 10, and today I'm going to be going through the dumbest moments in horror movie history, because you know horror movies, they're known for having stupid characters that make stupid decisions. You know, characters saying, let's split up, when obviously it would be better for them to stick together, or running upstairs when they could have run out the front door. And I understand that these dumb decisions have to be made sometimes in order for the movie to work. Sometimes they have to write them into the script just to move the plot forward. But sometimes they're so unforgivable that they genuinely make the movie worse. And there was quite a few moments that I could think of that made this, that I could have put on this list. I had like a big list of like 20. And I was going to do some honorable mentions, but I didn't want to do like 10 honorable mentions. So I narrowed it down to my top 5. I tried to properly rate them from like least stupid to most stupid, but they're all generally the same amount of stupid. I mean, they're stupid. They're stupid moments that I always think of when people talk about how dumb characters are in horror movies. Obviously, I love horror movies. I'm willing to defend them with my life. But yeah, some of the characters don't make the best decisions. So let's get into the top 10 dumbest moments, in my opinion. Coming in at number 10, I have a moment from the original Jeepers Creepers.
You know the part in scary movies where somebody does something really stupid and everybody hates them for it? This is it.
And we have Going Down the Pipe. Oh my god. I love the characters in this movie. I love Justin Long and his sister. They are great characters, great protagonists for this movie. But my god, why are you going down the pipe? Why would you do that? First off, you're in the middle of nowhere on this random dude's like ranch. Don't do that. Number 2, you just saw him dump what you think are 2 bodies down said pipe. What would logistically be the correct answer here? Would you A, call the police, B, ignore it, C, drive away and find help, or D, go down the pipe and investigate for yourself? That's right. Obviously D. Like, because, you know, you get the scene where they walk up to it and he's, like, talking to his sister, and his sister's like, absolutely not. You're not going down that pipe. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then he pretty much guilt trips her into being like, oh, well, if you were down there, wouldn't you want someone to find you? And then she's like, all right, fine, go down the pipe. And he goes down the pipe, and who would have thought? There's a bunch of dead bodies down there, like a Sistine Chapel of dead bodies. Crazy, I know. Like, you would have never guessed there would be dead bodies in the place where you saw some dump dead bodies. But he goes down there, and this leads to the creeper discovering them and ending up chasing them for the entire movie. So if they had just not gone down that stupid pipe, it wouldn't have, the whole movie pretty much wouldn't have happened. So yeah, definitely one of the stupidest moments in horror. Coming in at number 9, we have a moment from Scream 2. There was a few Scream moments that I could have put on this list. One of them from the original. You know, I always think of Tatum trying to fit through the doggy door. But this is definitely the dumbest. We have climbing over Ghostface in the cop car from Scream 2. Ooh, yikes. This is a sequence that always infuriates me every time I see it. This movie, I just don't really like. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people think Scream 2 is fine. I don't. I don't like Scream 2. And part of it is because of scenes like this. You get a great kill, you know, because they're in the backseat of a cop car. Her and Haley, or Hallie, however you say her name. Sydney and Hallie are in the backseat of the cop car, and the cops get killed. The first guy gets his throat slit. The second guy goes out to investigate. Ghostface gets in the driver's seat, runs down the cop, and now Ghostface is knocked out, unconscious, in the driver's seat of the cop car. Hallie and Sydney are trapped in the back seat, so they peel back the grate that is separating the front seat from the back seat. They climb into the passenger seat, and instead of killing Ghostface right there, or flipping his mask off and revealing who it is, they decide to climb over him and out the driver's side window, which is smart to get out of the car, but also not smart because you could have just ended the movie there pretty much if you just revealed that, like, oh, it's Mrs. Loomis or Mickey or whoever. And so they climb out, they jump out the window, they get about 10 feet down the alley, and then Sydney turns around and goes, maybe I should have took his mask off. Runs back, Ghostface is gone, they turn back around, and Hallie gets stabbed. Who would have thought? Coming in at number 8, we have a movie I love, but my god, this is such a stupid decision that would literally, like, if they just hadn't done it, this whole movie wouldn't even exist. Having a baby in the world of A Quiet Place. Now, I know they need a conflict, so they need to have something happen that, leads them to any sort of, conflict happening. And I get that you would want to repopulate the Earth, so, I can see why they would do it for the character standpoint, and I can see why they would do it for the writing standpoint. That doesn't make it any less dumb. If you were to ask me to describe a baby, I would say small, cute, and loud. Those would probably be the 3 things I would use to describe a baby. Do you know how you get killed in this universe? If you make any sort of noise, if you make any noise that can be heard by the monsters, which have super good hearing, you die. Do you know what babies tend to do when they're hungry? Cry. Do you know what babies tend to do when they need to go to the bathroom? Cry. Do you know what babies tend to do when they're sleepy? Cry. Babies cry all the time. And I get they have this little, cradle that, is soundproofed. Let's just say, you're out, you have the baby out, and you're feeding her. Or him. I don't remember if it's a him or her. But you say you're feeding the baby, and you have it out of the cradle, and it starts crying. You're pretty screwed there. Because, it's fine if it's crying when it's in the cradle, but if you take it out, because, you have to take it out eventually, and it starts crying, well, yeah, you just got yourself and the baby killed. Number 7, we have reading the Necronomicon in literally any Evil Dead movie. Again, I know they need to read it in order for the story to move forward, but no. Why would you read it? Why? Okay. Picture this. You're in a cabin that you have never been to. You rented this cabin in the woods. You walk into the cabin, and in the basement, there is a book made out of human flesh with a face on it. What do you do with that book? What do you do with it? Do you A, call the police? B, leave it alone? C, pick it up and maybe flip through it? Or D, read the language, read the words written in a different language in a book made out of human skin. Sometimes it even has barbed wire on it. Sometimes it even has blood on it. They give you all the red flags in the world to know this book is some evil stuff. Do not touch this book. It has every red flag right on the cover. Of course, they always open it. They always read it. They always read it out loud. They always say the incantation, the curse happens, everyone gets killed. I'm a skeptic, I don't believe in the supernatural, but I'm telling you with 100% certainty, if I found a book made out of human skin in the basement of a random place in the woods, I am sure as hell not reading the words written in a different language in the book made out of human skin. Number 6, there was a few moments from the Saw series that I thought about putting on this list. One, the girl who has the razor box where she reaches both her hands in instead of just reaching one in. Or you have the moment from Saw 5 when they all have to get in these bunkers, but, obviously more than one person can fit in these bunkers, and they let someone not get in, and they ends up dying. But I did go with actually another moment from Saw 5. Strom not listening to the damn tape. If he had just listened to the tape, he would have won. He literally would have won the trap. He would have won the easiest Saw trap in the world. Do you know what the Saw trap was? Get in the damn coffin with the glass shards. Sit in the coffin. Get in the coffin. Close yourself in. That's the trap. If he would have just done that, he would have lived. That is literally the whole trap. The easiest Saw trap in the franchise. And he doesn't. Because he doesn't listen to the whole tape. He doesn't listen to the whole thing. So he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try to get the jump on Hoffman. So he waits for Hoffman to get in. He pushes Hoffman into the glass coffin, shuts the door, and then, whoa, reveal, if you didn't get in the coffin, you die.
However, if you choose not to, you will never be heard from again.
If you just listened to the tape, you would have figured that out, but he didn't, so he dies. Coming in at number 5, we have a moment from Prometheus that always infuriates me, and I call it the donut ship, because, you know, it's shaped like a big donut. It's a circle with a hole in the middle, so it's a donut ship. And it crashes, and this ship is now rolling, like, you know, the cylinder objects tend to do. It rolls, but it's not like rolling this way or like zigzagging. It's rolling on a straight line. And Charlize Theron is is running away from it. And it just, especially because these characters are supposed to be so smart. They're like scientists and stuff. There's nothing in my mind that can justify how stupid this character is behaving. I know, like, people tend to act dumb in certain situations that are stressful, but you have a ship rolling on a straight line, and instead of running, like, 10 yards that way, she keeps running straight. So she's running, the ship is rolling right behind her, and instead of just running out of the way and letting it roll by, she keeps trying to outrun the ship. It's like trying to outrun a car. Like, you're not going to outrun a car. It's going to hit you. And yes, it crushes her because she doesn't want to run to the left or to the right. Coming in at number 4, we have a moment from Dawn of the Dead 2004. And this one doesn't infuriate me quite as, you know, some of the ones I've already talked about where I've gotten pretty angry. This one infuriates me, but it doesn't infuriate me as much, just because I don't really care about this movie as much. We have the dog girl from Dawn of the Dead. They have discovered that zombies leave dogs alone. The zombies do not hurt dogs, they'll just let them walk right in. So the dog goes into this other house, and he is in that house. But then zombies start to close in around the house, the dog is trapped inside. So what does this girl decide to do about this dog? That isn't even her dog, it's just a random dog that they found. She's going to take the only mode of transportation that they have that they can escape with, a car, and drive over to the other building. That was their entire escape plan, was to get in that car and use it. But she takes it, she drives over to the other house, and of course, gets stuck in the house too. She gets stuck in the house with the dog because she had to go get that damn dog. Now, obviously, I don't want to see a dog die. Nobody wants to see a dog die. No one does. But if it's the dog or you better leave that damn dog. Like, I love dogs. I love dogs. If it was my own dog, I might try to save him. If it's some random dog that I don't even know, and I'm risking my life, not a chance. Coming in at number 3, we have the most recent movie on the list, Longlegs. I was not a huge fan of Longlegs. I thought I was really going to like it, and I just ended up not liking it. Oh, God. Oh, God. This moment made me want to rip my hair out. Why did she not save the wife? Why did she not save the wife? There's no reason that she couldn't have saved the wife. Like, this is such an avoidable death that, like, you know exactly what's going to happen. You have been told exactly, word for word, what is going to happen, basically. So what the scene is, it's the main character, Micah Monroe, and her partner, Carter, and his wife. And Carter and his wife are acting really strange. It's like they're catatonic, possessed, or whatever. And she is like, Carter is like, I'm going to go find something to cut the cake. A knife. He's going to go find a knife in the kitchen. Because he says, I'm going to go in the kitchen, find something to cut the cake. And then the wife almost has this moment where it looks like she's going to snap out of it. She like almost snaps out of it for a second, then quickly goes back into this state. And she's like, oh yeah, well, we're going to go into the kitchen and cut the cake and we'll be right back. And Carter, says,
No, I'll be right back. You'll still be in the kitchen.
So this guy, who has just told you is going to get a knife, has also just told you his wife isn't going to come back from the room where he is going to get a knife. He just told you he's going to murder his wife in the kitchen. So what does she do? Sit there. And then leave. Yeah, he kills his wife in the kitchen with a knife. Coming in at number 2, we have a moment from the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. I did think about putting on them dumping the still living Ben Willis, but I could kind of justify that like a little bit, or at least justify why the characters would do it, but what I can't justify is Helen stopping and letting herself get killed. So you get this whole big chase scene with Helen and the fisherman, and they're being chased through various buildings, and eventually it ends with Helen in an alley, and she has seemingly outrun the fisherman, and we don't see him. So she's got about 10 more feet to run before she is out of the alley. You know, you get the edge of the alley, and it's just open street. She can run wherever she wants. She's home free. She stops running, just stops. Turns around. Oh, fisherman's gone. Get out now. But of course she doesn't. She just stands there. She stops running like 10 feet from safety and just turns around to look for the fisherman. And yeah, obviously he's not there. And then, you know, she turns back around and he's there now because that's how horror movies work. Yeah, and she gets stabbed and killed. It's just so infuriating every time because, like, I mean, you love this character. You like most of the characters I Know You Did Last Summer. But this moment is so stupid where it's like, you know what? You deserve that. You deserve that. Coming in at number 1, we have the entire movie of Creep. Oh my god. I love this movie. I love Creep. But Aaron might genuinely be the stupidest horror movie character to ever exist. Like, the dumbest on the planet. And I'm not saying Creep 2 is any better. The girl in that movie is just as dumb. But this guy infuriates me way more because this is a good movie otherwise. God, he's an idiot. He is an idiot. Like, capital I, capital D, full capitalized idiot. He is stupid. Every single thing that he does, you're like, why would you do that? Why in any way would you do that? Why do you stay at that house after he's confessed all of the things he's already told you? He's weird. He's acted weird. He tries to scare you all the time. He said that he had sex with his, like, sister or his wife or whoever that girl is and, like, basically sexually assaulted her. He has this weird peach fuzz mask that, you know, he's, like, weirdly attracted to, and he gets violent with you, he steals your stuff, and you keep staying with him. You keep staying with him for, like, 2 days. Why would you do that? Why would you even, why? And then when he finally grows some balls, gets some senses through his head, and leaves the damn house, he gets even stupider, because now he's at home, in the comfort of his own home. And this guy who has been weird with him, and who clearly knows his home address because he has sent him multiple packages. So this guy who was being weird with you, who got violent with you, knows your address. He does rightfully go to the police, but then he continues staying in that house that this guy knows where he is. This creepy guy knows where you live. Don't stay in your house. Go stay with a family member, with a relative, in a hotel, anywhere besides that house. But he doesn't. He keeps staying in that house. And then he hears noises at night after he's been sent stuff by this guy who is weird with him, who's stalking him, and who has been violent with you. And you hear noises outside. This guy knows where you live, and you go outside your house. You have your door locked. He unlocks it, goes outside, and then walks to the backyard, leaving his front door completely open for the guy to walk inside. And yes, Joseph goes inside the house like all of us are screaming at the screen because we know what's going to happen. We know he's going to get inside the house. And what do you know? He does. He gets inside the house while Aaron is in the backyard, where he's rummaging through his trash cans because they're knocked over, and his justification for the noise and why his trash cans are knocked over is raccoons. And no, it is not raccoons, Aaron. It is Joseph. And yes, we are revealed it is Joseph because he is then there that night. And then he wakes up, and there is evidence that Joseph was there that night inside his house. And he yet again does not leave the house, stays at home, where he knows that this creepy guy has broken into his house now, stalked him, sent him packages, gotten violent with him, creeped him out to the max. And he stays in that house and then agrees to meet with this guy. He agrees to meet with this guy who has stalked him, who has broken into his house, who has just done all of these things. He agrees to meet him. And his justifications for meeting him are, I'm going to bring my camera and it's going to be a public place. Both of those are immediately proven useless. One, what is the camera going to do if he kills you? Literally nothing, because he's just going to steal the camera. Boom, evidence gone. Doesn't matter. Like, oh, I'm going to record for my own safety. Doesn't matter, because literally, if he kills you, your recording doesn't mean anything. And secondly, he goes to this public park where, obviously, it's public, so people might see if he does anything. Why does he go to the only park where it appears that there is not a single person? There is nobody at this park. You don't hear anything. You don't see anybody. There is nobody here. And then once he gets there, he sits down in a bench, doesn't look over his shoulder once, doesn't even look around for this guy that is coming to meet him. Doesn't look behind him, doesn't look to his left, doesn't look to his right, just looks straight out at the water, the only place where this guy would not approach from, the water. And so he's staring out at the water, doesn't hear Joseph walking up behind him, which obviously he would hear Joseph walking up behind him, but that's just more of a fault of the movie, not him being stupid. But then he, again, doesn't look behind him one single time as Joseph gets on the peach fuzz mask and puts an axe through his head because, oh my God, you had every single chance to get out of this situation. You had every single chance, every red flag in the book, and you let it happen. You gave yourself up to this guy and let him kill you. So I think Creep is a terrifying movie, but Aaron is so stupid that this movie pisses me off so much. I'm sorry. If you're a fan of Creep, I am too. But Aaron had it coming. And that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit like and subscribe so I know you want to see more videos like it in the future. Otherwise, you can comment down below some more video ideas for me, or maybe some of your own personal dumbest moments in horror movie history. I didn't expect to rant about Creep for that long, but I started getting worked up, and the more I got worked up, the more I yelled. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, bell notification, all those things. I'll see you in the next video.